What's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about a brand new vacuum that Ridgid just came out with. Now I've made a couple videos on the vacuums in the past, and the one that I really like from Ridgid especially is this big guy here. I love it because you're able to stand on it. It's stackable. It doesn't have wheels. It doesn't roll around on you while you're trying to work on a car in a slanted driveway. So I really like this thing, but it's at a higher price point, and the new one that they just came out with is essentially the baby brother to this thing at a good price. And please remember, if you like these types of videos, anything related to car detailing, tips, tricks, how-tos, and product reviews, please consider subscribing. I really appreciate it. Now let's get back to this vacuum. So here it is, guys. This is the brand new NXT Ridgid vacuum. This thing is 3 gallons, 5 peak horsepower, fantastic little unit. Now when we talk about vacuums for car detailing, I always recommend a 5 peak horsepower motor. It seems to be the right choice for me. It's powerful enough to pull everything out, but not so powerful that it's actually lifting up the carpet itself, because that just becomes more of a headache than anything else. So looking at the differences between these two machines, the original one that I love, and I still highly recommend this thing. I absolutely love it. This thing retails at about 170 bucks. They used to have a orange version that you could get at Home Depot for a little bit less. I think it was around 150, but I can't find it online anymore for that. So this is now part of their pro kind of industrial grade line, and it's right around 170 bucks versus this is kind of in their general consumer based series of vacuums, but it is their NXT line, which is their most powerful within that range. And like I said, both of these are 5 peak horsepower units. So I've been playing with this one a lot, and I'm getting the same exact performance as I was out of this guy. The main difference here is the big one's 4.5 gallons of capacity for, you know, all your dirt and everything that's going into it, whereas this new guy is 3 gallons. And I don't see any problem with the 3 gallon capacity. Sure, you're gonna have to empty it out more often, but it's still plenty of capacity for all the jobs you're gonna be needing it for. Now, unboxing this thing was an absolute breeze because it is all self-contained. So you pull it out of the box and it's just like this. You have a little latch on the side here, on the top rear. You open that up, you have a crevice tool that it comes with that you can put right back in there, and then you have a brush attachment, which is nice as well. As far as your hose goes, it's mounted right on the side here, and it's a nice extendable hose. Now there's a really cool feature to that, but I do recommend, guys, the bigger one comes with that extendable type hose as well. I do recommend upgrading to a more professional grade. They have a auto detailing kit where you get a longer crush proof hose. I like that better just because this one does extend, like I said, but just in its natural form, it's about 3 feet, and I think it extends to about 6 feet. But with that extension, it can be rubbing on, like if you're working on the inside of a car, it can rub on the door sill, on the door jambs, and potentially cause some scratching. So that's why I like using a longer hose, so I'm not constantly dragging with this one. Now along the back of the machine, on the side here, you can open this latch up, and it opens up this way versus this one, everything pops open this way. This one opens up on the side, and here's where you have your blower attachment. So if you want, you can move the hose over to this side and turns it into a blower. And you also have your cord attachment on this side. Now the cord is a little bit shorter on this one than it is on the larger unit, but again, I don't have any issue with that, guys. I'm always using an extension cord anyways, so I don't have any problem with that. One cool thing is they do have a little port on the side here, so that you're able to stick out a portion of the hose, close that back up, and you're good to go. Now, one thing that I really like about the new machine that I like more than the old machine is the power switch. The power switch is sitting on top, and it has a good tactile feel. It really snaps into place, versus on this one, same thing, it's nice, but the problem is it's right on this front end, and I've had it so many times where I'm turn the machine on, I'm working, I go to pull on the vacuum to move it, my hose just comes across, turns the machine off on me. It happens a lot, actually. So if you're not careful, that'll happen. It's not that big of a deal. You just turn it back on, but still a little bit annoying. This one, with having it mounted more on top, it's more out of the way. So you're not gonna have that same issue. Now, both these units have a nice handle on top. Okay, and they're both padded. They just have a nice rubberized grip on them. This one does seem to snap into place a bit more. So, just a nice little feature there. Now, like I said, because of where this hose sits, it has a pretty cool feature, and we're gonna get into that right now. As you can see right on the front here, it says Ridgid Sweep. And what that is if you look, when it's laying flat, it's got a little bit of a gap to it. And the way the hose sits in there, you can see it's angled as well. So you just line this up, you lined up that angle piece, and I'll show you from the bottom. So I didn't line that up very well. Let me go ahead and adjust that. Turn it around. So it has suction facing this way. So you can leave this standard if you're working around your garage or whatever else, and you have sawdust or anything like that. You can use a sweeper, just get it over here, it'll suck it right up. Now opening these machines up, they do use the same type of filter, same filter size. So no difference there. Everything else is pretty much the same on these units. Again, the real main difference is 3-gallon capacity, 4.5-gallon capacity. Both 5 peak horsepower, both work phenomenally well. They both come with an extendable hose. Again, with either one of these, I definitely recommend upgrading to that crush-proof hose. I'll have that link in the description for you guys. Now, one other thing to note, the reason I like these types of vacuums, where they're square and they sit flat, is they're stackable. You can put stuff on top of it. And also, I use this thing constantly as a step stool. I stand on top of it. Probably not recommended by Rigid, but guys, let me tell you, I do it all the time, pretty much on every car that I'm working on to reach the roof, and I don't have any issues. Now with this one, I did the same thing. Obviously you want to stand right over the supports, so you're not crushing these doors, but other than that, it works fantastic. Now I'm 6'2", about 215 pounds, stood on this thing, didn't have any issue. So like I said, guys, if you're looking for a vacuum that's phenomenal for your car detailing needs, but also works great around the house, easy to store away because you can stack stuff on them, then both of these are going to be a phenomenal choice for you. Just this new one from the NXT line, I think is a really, really good value at 120 bucks. Now they do have the more traditional, I think it's a 4-gallon capacity vacuum, and it actually has wheels on the back. That one's also a great unit. You're gonna get fantastic performance. They're actually on sale at Home Depot right now for like 90 bucks. So that's also a great option. But personally, I think having the added benefit of being able to stand on this and use it as a step stool while you're working on cars is phenomenal. I personally don't like wheels because I don't want it dragging around behind me. I want it to be able to stay in place. Nothing worse than when you're working on a car on a slanted driveway, a sloped driveway, and it's rolling around and possibly banging into a car. I like it like this where there's no wheels on it. So that's it, guys. I just wanted to bring that to your attention. Like I said, it's a brand new vacuum from Rigid. I have tons of confidence in these things. I've been using Rigid vacuums forever. And once I found these ones that are in this kind of Pro Pack style, I love them. And this new one at 120 bucks is a fantastic choice. Just again, if you are going to be using it for car detailing, I would recommend getting the extended hose. But other than that, guys, I hope this video helps you. Please make sure to like the video, make sure you subscribe, turn on the notification bell. We'll see you on the next one.